What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined as always by my dad, Sean. And today, at Reactions to the Classics, we got a full album reaction to Mr. Ike Reilly and his latest record that came out in 2018, Crooked Love. And this comes courtesy of suggestion of our longtime patron and supporter of the channel, Craig. So thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.
We've done one song reaction to Ike, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Don't know too much about him. On the song, though, that we did react to, I dug his style, dug his lyrical ability, so I am looking forward to this one and shining a light on a current day artist that, probably needs a bit more exposure.
Agreed. And, if you like this video, hit the big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Also, check out our social media below, especially the Facebook group. Lots of great music discussion every single day. Check out Instagram, give a little sneak preview almost every day of what's coming up the next day. And if you would like to support us for as little as $1 a month, check out the Patreon link below, and check out our podcast drops every Friday. I tried to do a lot of research on this album. I scoured the internet, the old World Wide Web, as this old people used to call it, and I could not find much of anything. I did read a bunch about Ike himself, and it got me really excited to listen to this album because it sounds like he's right up my alley, as you said.
Yeah.
We like that song. A couple things said about Mike. AllMusic in 2018, when this came out, said, Reilly has followed a trail separate from most of today's singer-songwriters. Unlike other such artists, Reilly prefers the harshness of intrepid rocking riffs, sustained by ingenious melodies and exalting words. And the New York Times said,
I like that.
Ike Reilly is a kind of natural resource, mined from the bedrock of music. All the values that make rock important to people, storytelling, melody, rage, laughter, are part and parcel of every Ike Reilly show I have ever seen. So that got me stoked. This is his 7th studio album, as you mentioned. It's released in May of 2018. He co-produced this album at Kill City Studios in Illinois. Was largely recorded in a full band setting with flawless production. You might be watching this and go, well, full band, isn't every album full band? No, actually almost no albums anymore, and haven't been for years full band. So they just got everybody together because Ike Reilly is a professional musician. He's 56 years old, so 54 years old when he made this. Been around forever, and he can do those things. So Trey,
absolutely.
All that to say, the first track, I haven't read any of these lyrics or anything. I just wanted it to be fresh. But the first track kind of seems appropriate for us in 2020.
Ain't that the truth?
Living in the Wrong Time.
So, as always, y'all, we're going to have the lyrics pulled up for
Which
all
I think is going to be important for a guy who deems
about
himself
to
a
say,
singer-songwriter.
no, I like the build-up we got here, man.
It's going to be good.
And so I'll just let the song play through, make a comment here or there. If you're watching this on YouTube, y'all, we're going to have a link down below for the full album with the music included, so you don't have to deal with all copyright. But let's get after it, man.
Let's do it, man.
Living in the Wrong Time. Thanks again, Craig. And
Thanks, Craig.
Let's get rocking. Living in the Wrong Time. So definitely a bluesy type of arrangement here.
Yeah, I like the first third of the song. I'm like, I don't know what I think of this arrangement. And then he just cast that line, reeled me in with these lyrics, man, and this story. What a fantastically written song, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed the lyricism on this. Kind of the three different people he came across. He says, I used to have a tiny bit of dignity till they took my home and my family. The warmest woman that you ever seen, the most beautiful baby walked away from me. So this guy's already on a tough road.
Well, yeah, and then she's gone, and she tells him, you'll be living on your own without the burden of a heavy loan. So that house payment's gone, man. Don't worry about it. You'll see your baby around Christmas time. So I guess the kid's gone.
That's right.
You'll get by. You'll be living fine. And then, Trey, you got to watch out for that crack tooth girl.
Yeah, so then the second person introduced is the crack tooth girl.
Living in a bad place. The downstairs is vacant, got the hazmat, so I don't know what's going on down there.
She lets him crash on the hard ground here on the bath mat. She tells him, you get harder living hard now. You'll get by in this hard world. Take it from the mouth of a crack tooth girl. And then you had the refrain, the little give it up, and very bluesy. And then now he's running in higher circles with the millionaire, with their daddy's money and mama's flair and whatnot. He used to buy her drugs thinking that she'd pay me back. She said, "You'll get by without what I have, without what I crave, without what I snag. You'll get by, and why should you mind?" So, I just enjoyed the introduction of the three different characters.
Yeah, it was just a tremendously written song, man.
I thought great opener. Now I'm ready to see what else he has. It got me excited for what we got next. And track 2 is Missile Sight. So I don't know if we'll get lyrics on war, lyrics on. I'm not sure, but
Well, maybe it'll be an abandoned missile site. I don't know.
let's get going to track number 2. Enjoyed the arrangement on that one with the harmonica kind of coming in, nice driving rhythm section, and just kind of sucks you in right away. Where he killed the sheriff, and then the very next verse, "What's done is done. Would you forgive my sin? I didn't know he was your distant kin."
I thought that was great.
So he's obviously, as the song goes on, he's really infatuated with this love interest, but he shot one of her distant kin, and now he wants to have one more lusty night out at the missile site. "I'll bring the harp, you bring the pipe. I'll blow 'em for you, honey, anytime." And then he just kind of goes through, the arrangement had that down and dirty grittiness to it. So I don't know what you think of it.
Yeah, same thing, man. I enjoyed it. Another great story. Mm-hmm. You wonder. I don't think I liked it quite as well as the first.
I'm with you there.
But I mean, it was still a really good song, and this next one has its possibilities, just by the title, I think.
Oh yeah, She Haunts My Hideouts. So that is track number 3, man. Digging it so far. I'm curious what we got on this one.
Me as well.
Hideouts. What were your thoughts?
By far the catchiest song.
I was about to say,
For sure, man.
Great melody in there and great.
Yeah, that's a really good song. I mean, I think they've all been so well written, which is what I expected, which I was kind of excited to do this one because neither one of us know anything about him, and I love discovering new singer-songwriters in particular. So.
Definitely. I was really, he just sucks you in from the first verse, man. He's talking about all these, kerosene, paint thinner, gasoline, all the stuff he's consumed. "Oh, she made me love them, and I dropped my guard down. All the fumes, they tricked me. She haunts my hideouts." And as we go in the next verse, we learn that who's haunting his hideouts is this Antoinette lady that he killed.
Yeah, I know. I was like, at first, I'm like, is Antoinette a dog? But then, I'm going to tell myself. But then as you go through, it's like, no.
He said I had to put that girl down. Well, I confessed to Cracker that I cried the day she died, and I should have called. Instead, I drank his gin, and then I staggered way out back with a shovel and a pick and axe. I dug a hole, but I couldn't throw her in.
So where is Antoinette, man? She's laying out back now?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And then he notes that there's like this bar place that near where he lives. He's driven by there. He walks in. His friends and family are there.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, man, I shouldn't be there. And then he knows he was cruel. He didn't care. He should rot in hell alone with both guitars. So not only did this have a bluesy musical arrangement, but a lot of lyrical content that reflects the blues and being down and out. So he kind of merges those well together. I've been told by the ones I love, I die alone more times than once. Still it hurts to hear it. Now I'm a softer soul. So again, I love the progression. And then at the end, you just get, "She haunts my hideouts." Just very catchy and cool. I dug that. It might have been my favorite up to this point.
Yeah, I dug it as well. I think it was mine as well. And we're going to get to the next song. It's only 2.5 minutes long. Mm-hmm. A couple of them are only 2.5 minutes on here. And then we got a 5-minute one, so I like the variation there too. Took It Lying Down. So I want to think he's going to get kind of screwed over here.
Yeah.
But knowing the way Ike writes, he might just he might get some revenge.
He might be the guy.
Yeah, he might be the one.
He packs a lot into that in only 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he does.
Really enjoyed the harmonica use yet again. Cool arrangements all throughout here, and just had that kind of stream of consciousness type of lyrical and vocal delivery that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've noticed, he's really good on the arrangement you talked about. On the arrangement, enunciating lines and emotions that he's saying.
You're right.
Like the instrumentation will come in at the end of a line when he's trying to emphasize something. It's a subtle trick. But it's a masterful trick that you really enjoy in these songs that unfold a story. It helps to build the drama and take the drama away and then build it back up. So he's very good at that.
Well, and he mentions it's been so long since I stiffed hauling bags to the penthouse with Ivana. But he don't recall all that. If I knew then, I would be haunted by his wealth, and that he'd kill all my time. I'd have killed him then myself. So essentially, this guy, he has these grand plans and thoughts of getting, standing up for himself.
Yeah.
I think this or that, but surely he takes it lying down. He has a moment where he wants to, touch her, get close to her.
Yeah,
but
I like the line. I'm halfway certain that's a look of lust and not disgust. So
yeah.
it's like, so if you think about that line, he's half and half. It's a lust or it's disgust. He's not really sure.
And then he knows, I'm a small man, big mouth, small town, but he can't get out now. So I like that. And at the end, he's just kind of just noting that, hey, I take it lying down again. It's tough to fight back against that in a sense. But man, another song I enjoyed. Man, this has been a really good album thus far, and we're already to the halfway point here. We're gonna go to "Been Let Down," which is the longest track on the album. So I'm curious what we got here. Definitely the, just kind of. Obviously, the slowest tempo, type of song. Really, just throwing it back, putting a big emphasis on the bass work too, of that bluesiness.
That bass and keys, like the most full instrumentally.
Yeah.
So far, even though it was a laid back instrumentation, but the bass and the drums really drove this.
And then the vocal delivery by Ike is something we've come to expect. Just that. When he talks, you believe what he's saying. He has that believability. Like,
that's a good point.
This guy's been through some stuff. And then here we get the Crooked Love, obviously the title of the record. And I find it interesting. You're tracking me down into the same old haunts. We had the She Haunts My Hideouts. Little connection there, maybe. It's time to go missing or take it underground. Yeah, I hear it gets easy since you've been let down. And he's the one that's been let down. But then he notes, even him, kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. Well, the Queen's been humbled by that Crooked Love as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you believe what he says, as you so intelligently noted, because when I was doing my background research on him, he got his first paying music gig at 13. He had learned how to play the harmonica really well, which he's the one playing it nowadays, and was writing songs. And then in high school and college, he worked as a grave digger.
Oh, wow.
Then he went into music and through these different bands and doing different things. Then he gave up music, went to work at the Hyatt Hotel in Chicago, was actually Employee of the Year, and then that hotel shut down, and he kind of went back into music. So Ike has had this long, drawn-out path, so I think he can sing at this point as a 54-year-old man at the time of this with some real wisdom.
No, and with that life story, I'm glad you shared that, because that kind of gives some... he does have that almost that street sense and that smarts that you can tell.
And neither of us had ever heard of him until we did the song reaction. So he never really made it, even though he's obviously, I can say halfway through this album, unless it really goes south, far better than a lot of artists that, have, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. And... yeah, I just like the message of this, that let them know it gets easy since you've been let down. There is that hurt that comes with being let down, but then it's like, okay, I don't got to keep up with this relationship anymore, or this or that, or this job, or whatever the case may be. But, I like what he did with that tune there. And now we're going to the second half of the record with Clean Blood Blues. So, we'll get rocking and rolling with this one. The Clean Blood Blues. That was one of my favorite stories up to this point.
That was a great story, man.
Mm-hmm. So he's going out. He's driving. He's got the crown between his legs, but he hadn't had a drink. He could walk that line, got the cleanest blood around, which, connects with the title of the song, Clean Blood Blues. Still, they find me guilty all the time. Goes down to the courthouse. He sees the bailiff's a lady he knows, but she tells him, this court will find you guilty half the time. And then he's going on, there don't seem to be no jobs, don't want to run your blood. Kind of, if you're not familiar here in the States, a lot of jobs will do drug testing.
Yes, exactly.
And this and that. I don't know if that's the case overseas or whatnot, but they do it here quite a bit. And he notes, though, I got the cleanest blood around, still they find me guilty half the time. Then he talks about Jesus, how... hey, you could even walk on water like he did, and they'd still find you guilty half the time. You could be the most perfect human ever, and they're still going to look for... and then just notes the guilty and all these different points. He's going to go back to Illinois, change some minds. Don't matter if you change, still they found you guilty half the time. Then the last line is that same refrain, but still they find you guilty all the same. So I really love what he did with this track, man. One of my favorites.
It reminded me, this was the first one that really reminded me of some Dylan-esque type delivery.
Yes.
Like, this is a song Dylan could have done, because it was driven, and he was going pretty quickly, spitting those lines into like just a fantastic story.
No, you can definitely see some of the Springsteen and Dylan influences on Ike's sleeve here. Yet he's still
so he's still very unique, though.
Yeah.
But I like he threw the shout out to Illinois. He still lives in his hometown of Libertyville, Illinois. He actually graduated from high school with Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, and they worked together a little bit in 2015. But I thought, what are the odds?
That's a good one-two punch right
no
there.
Joke, man.
They had a high school talent show, man.
Yeah, no joke.
But now we're gonna go to another short and sweet track, Long Dreadful Time. So
that doesn't sound too fun.
See, it looks like we got a saxophone in here, so maybe a little different sound.
That one was fun. Mm-hmm. And I mean, what I got out of the lyrics, what'd you get out of these lyrics? I got that, was he with her? And it's kind of like, to death do his part. But, I stuck it out. But, man, because, the first verse, it don't take long to be in love for a long, long time. And then the second verse, it don't take long till you're in love for a long, long time. Oh, look at now, baby. We've almost been in love for a long, long time. Then at the end, we're one stop out from being in love for a long, long time. A long, long, dreadful time. Yeah. And then he laughs at the end. So I thought that was just a beautiful way to unfold.
Oh, yeah. I think this is another example. He does a great job of, we saw it in the last one with Clean Blood Blues a little bit, where they said, you're guilty half the time, all the time, some of the time. He kind of... twist the words a little bit from what you would expect at the end of each verse, and just kind of keeps you on your toes and listening for what's to come. But I really really enjoyed this one too. It was even though these songs are all kind of in the same type of arrangement and style, there's still enough to be unique here. We of course had the saxophone,
sax, as you mentioned, and used it brilliantly, as you mentioned,
which was cool. So hey, good job again by you, Ike. All right, and that's going to take us now to another song, 5 minutes long, Boltcutter Again. Let's get after it.
Check it out, man.
Album's going quick. A lot going on in this one, man. Yeah. What I got from it, just
that's what I was going to ask you.
As an overall song, is his these people are coming in, I think, looking maybe for that American dream, but they got detained maybe because he mentions they were refugees.
When this must have been written, it was recorded in 2017 when our current president got into office.
That's right.
That was one of the first things he did. So I don't know if that was written as response to that, or I was just reading that in there when I was trying to figure it out. But.
Well, and then he mentions that it's his, he calls the DJ up to help him out. He then forms a distraction. The DJ goes over, cuts him
loose.
Baby and what was the words? Oh, he cut my baby and her mama's chains. So I don't know if these refugees are like his family. Yeah, in a sense, but
is it a mail order bride? Who the heck knows?
Yeah, so that's kind of just what I
tried to look during it. I'm like, can I find anything on it? Nothing on it.
I mean, I could be wrong, so I'll be curious, Craig. What do
you think, Craig?
What do you think about this? But then let's see. And then he mentions the dream of the daughters and the mom. And I found it interesting. He mixed the Allah and the Christ, but he said Iraq, which kind of sounds like Iraq. Yeah. And then he says Iran, which of course can go Iran, the country. Yeah. So I wonder if it kind of has that Middle East type of thing, and that's why he threw that in there. I'm not sure, but the final lines, talking about the dreams of the Irish, the dogs, the blacks, refugees and immigrants, even the dreams of our DJ.
And his deepest tracks.
When your dreams get stole, you got to steal them back. So that's kind of what made me think they came for the American dream and got stolen.
That's a pretty good, I think, perspective on it.
But again, enjoyed the sax and harmonica in our play too. But then we got track number 9 up next.
Yeah, Don't Turn Your Back on Friday night. So I'm already hooked in. Ike, what are you going to tell me about this?
All right. Right, man. As we were kind of mentioning in the reaction, definitely this was really devoid of any blues arrangement.
No,
And
man, just some nice harmonies, as you pointed
yeah,
out. Just a really pleasant sound, man.
first time we had those, and this was just kind of straight up just a chilled little rock song.
Yeah,
essentially.
really enjoyed it, man.
And it seems lyrically, this guy recognizes, hey, maybe if you want to turn your back on me, that's fine, but don't turn your back on Friday night. Don't turn your back just from good times.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Let's
living.
just have a good time and not worry about the rest of our problems right now.
But yeah, man, I enjoyed this one. Not maybe not as deep lyrically or as adventurous musically, yet a good song nonetheless.
Yeah.
And yeah, I dug it. And now we're going to what I assume maybe is going to be an intense closer, to Die in Her Arms.
The title seems as such.
And then after that, y'all, we'll get our favorite tracks and overall score of this really good record. To Die in Her Arms closes out Crooked Love. What you think of it?
I think that, Ike was enamored with her, not so much for her, man, but Ike is pretty persistent, man. He's going to find that way to die in her arms.
No, yeah, I thought the way he described it was pretty humorous.
Yeah, it was a humorous unfolding of the story.
And he described pretty well. She said, I couldn't be kind if I had to, but I have. And I couldn't find love unless it dances on my lap.
I thought that was great. So, I mean, obviously maybe he was... frequenting an adult place that guys frequent. Yeah.
I couldn't find her heart unless she drew me a map, and that I'd never find a way to have her hold me again. And then I like that too. Then the instrumentation stopped.
Yes.
He repeated that line, but then he notes, "But I'll find a way to die in her arms." I think just kind of encompasses some of the down on your luck type of themes that have been present throughout this record. Man, brought in the saxophone, harmonica, kind of that full band sound, that bluesy type of sound that we've become accustomed to on this record, man. Which transitions us nicely to our favorite tracks. What do you got?
I got She Haunts My Hideouts.
That would be one of mine.
Took It Lying Down.
Another solid, catchy tune.
And Long Dreadful Time.
I like that. I'm gonna do She Haunts My Hideouts. I gotta go Clean Blood Blues because I really enjoyed the just the vibe and especially the story of that, the Dylan-esque and type of lyricism.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Living in the Wrong Time, the opener was pretty cool. But
it was.
I also like Boltcutter Again just for the kind of social commentary on that with the refugees and whatnot, and how that story sucked you in and how it unfolded.
I will say there wasn't a song on here that I didn't like.
No, man, I was very impressed with this record, and I'm glad, Craig, that you brought it.
Yeah, I
to
had
us.
high hopes going in after reading about him, and those hopes were met.
A guy that definitely deserves more play, man. So maybe some of y'all will go and listen to this record after this video. But now, getting to our overall score of the album. For me, man, I thought this was a really, really good record. As you mentioned, 10 songs, very concise, 37 minutes, of great lyricism, very proficient, and a bit varied at times instrumentation, which I enjoy. So, and there were some songs that were really, really high for me. So I got to go an 8.0 on this.
Wow. Not trying to copy. I'm right there. I'm like, what's he going to go? So I'm also at an 8.0 for all the reasons you said, man. There's not a weak track on here. A nice little journey, as I like to put it. You're not going to be disappointed if you like singer-songwriters. To give Ike a listen, man. Nice discovery here. And I will be spinning this album again, and I do not do that on most of the albums we review just because I don't have time. But this one, I will.
All right, man. Well, thanks again, Craig,
Craig.
For showing us this underrated artist. And if y'all are familiar with Ike and this record, let us know what you think of it down in the comments below. As always, Dad, appreciate you tagging along with the research and diving into this. And until next time, y'all, thanks for watching, happy listening, and we will see ya.